With recreational legalization looming, restaurants will now be liable for patrons under the influence of both alcohol and cannabis. So what does this mean for servers and patrons? Joining us this morning to shed light on the issue are business lawyer Chad Finkelstein and Shannon Monroe from Restaurants Canada. Thank you both for coming in today. It's an interesting situation for you right now. Are you looking forward to October the 17th, or are you a little nervous about it?
Well, I mean, really there's very little change when you really think about it. Consumers should have the confidence that they can go to their favorite restaurant and have the same experience as they have today. The key is smart. Everyone that's serving alcohol has their smart serve. And smart serve does not distinguish the difference between alcohol and drug intoxication. So servers are already trained to identify those signs. They're just going to have to be a little bit more vigilant when it comes to cannabis.
Now, what changes though is the legal aspect of it, though, because marijuana becomes legal now.
It becomes legal on October 17th.
Yeah.
The day-to-day experience of eating in a restaurant isn't going to be any different as of October 17th. There are some people in the restaurant industry that are concerned about the possibility of now, with the, I guess, hyper-politicization of cannabis legalization, that if somebody is impaired and they get served, you know, that extra beer that puts them over the edge, they cause some damage, is the restaurant going to be the first very public scapegoat of the ills of legalization as a result? And so that's why, you know, we've talked about added training, augmented training for staff to be able to spot the signs of impairment. What
is some of the training now that you're bringing in then to try and catch people like this?
Well, I mean, they go through the day-to-day acknowledging the signs of someone coming in that's either under the influence of alcohol or under the influence of drugs. So they have to recognize those signs, and they do it on a day-to-day basis.
And again, you mentioned they've already been doing it, but it becomes with the legal concern with it. Are restaurants interested in actually trying to get cannabis in to the restaurants? I mean, there's a lot of legal implications. I know it's not there, but I mean, there's a lot of legal implications for them.
We hear from a lot of our restaurant clients that they are very interested in exploring what opportunities exist for them in the world of cannabis legalization. And so first and foremost is certainly, you know, the regulation of edibles, which, you know, just a few months ago we didn't know was going to happen. And so restaurants really didn't see an opportunity to get involved. But now restaurants and food services businesses, they know that edibles will be regulated in some way at some point in the next 12 months, and so that means all kinds of opportunities for certainly prepackaged products, and whether those can be sold from restaurants or branded by restaurants remains to be seen. And then down the road, can you actually serve infused products on your menu? That also remains to be seen.
And there's a lot with that, trying to get the balance so that everything that you serve has the same amount. I mean, that's the concern.
Well, there's a lot of concerns.
THC, sorry.
Well, there's a lot of issues with that, and that comes down to even your menu being identifying that something is infused with cannabis as well, just like what we do today when it's vegan or vegetarian or gluten-free. So we'd have to look at our menus. We'd have to adjust that. Where it's being prepared in the back of house as well. Will there have to be a separate line as well?
Now, with the smart serve, is there extra things you'd like to see or you feel need to be added to that with the marijuana legalization coming in?
It definitely will have to be updated, and we at Restaurants Canada look forward to working with the government in creating what those updates look like.
What do you feel needs to be changed with it?
It's hard to say at this point in time. I think right now, as of October 17th, we're working towards that date, and then if these other opportunities come about, well, then we'll work with those details.
Now, an interesting aspect we were talking about off there is Colorado. A lot of workers in restaurant industries have jumped over to the marijuana industry because it's a higher pay, a little easier work. I mean, being a server in a restaurant is a difficult situation. Are you worried about that?
Being a server in a restaurant is tough. Being an owner of a restaurant is tough business. Yeah, and so it's, you know, one of the probably overlooked consequences of cannabis legalization is that with the proliferation of retail stores, those stores, and we've seen this in Colorado, they tend to target the same kinds of employees, same age, same level of experience as work in restaurants, and those, you know, retail outlets are paying $20 to $25 an hour. Yeah. There's less of a stressful environment than working in a hot kitchen, and so it's something that restaurants in Canada might need to be prepared for, is the possibility of you know, employee attrition for that same reason.
Okay. And there's already a shortage from a labor perspective, coast to coast across Canada, so that's going to be an added challenge for us.
All right. I appreciate you both coming in, and obviously lots ahead of us come October 17th. Thank you very much for joining us.